Good evening, and welcome to a Manor of Speaking. Third time is the charm. Hello, it's wonderful to see each and every one of you here, and joining us for this evening's adventures in Pride, Prejudice, and Practical Magics. Hi everybody, welcome. It's really good to see you here. I was totes not in the midst of hosting the stream, so BT Dubs, that's a thing that you can do. Do you want to host the stream? You could do it.
You know, you can set people to be editors of your channel and ask them to do it for you. Thanks you. Yeah, thank you, Iffy.
Wow, I really didn't know that was the thing you could do.
It
I
is.
forgot that
It
is a
is.
thing you could do. Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to have you all joining us. We are here for another installment of a Good Society RPG. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, this is the third time we're playing at one of their games, but this is a different version of the same base game. It is by Story Brewers, and in fact, fun fact, they are launching a Kickstarter, I believe May 12th, but that date may or may not have shifted, to both publish this module and the previous module that we played into a fancy, lovely book. Do you want to model their previous book? This one, yes, this. Like, in printed form. And also to create more expansions of this game, because you know you want more of it. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully next week we'll have a link to that Kickstarter. But in the meantime, if you're interested and you enjoy yourself here, you can go back and watch previous episodes of A Manor of Speaking, where we had the base game, and then we had their Sense, Sensibility, and Swordsmanship expansion. But the important part to know is that none of those necessarily have any particular bearing on the events that will be happening in this three-part run of Pride, Prejudice, and Practical Magics. Pride, Practical Prejudice, and Magical Pride?
I'll fight all right.
No, probably not.
You're having a stroke.
So there's really only, I think Cheryl asked, like, what do I need to know about the previous ones? And I said, you need to know two things. One, that if you're 37 years old, you're basically dead, and I think that was actually it. I think that's the only thing you really need to know.
Second thing, refer to the first thing.
Yes, part one. So, we are going to dive in. I will explain kind of how this game works as we're playing it, both for the players, but also for you to understand it. And some reminders / announcements. If you would like to support us, you can do so. I will read out any donations that come through. They'll help us pay for remaining rent costs and other expenses that we are going to be accruing. We'll figure out how to load this up. There's a dog in the background. I'm sure it's a very good pup. And you can also share this stream. Please share it amongst your friends and family. We would love more people to watch this good show. You can share it on Twitter or host the channel and all of those wonderful things. So with that, let's introduce who our players are. And they can maybe in one sentence, maybe say who your character's name is, your pronouns, your character's pronouns, and then also just your role and family background, just those two things, so just the titles. For example, my name is Random Tuesday. I am the facilitator, but I also do have a main character that I'm controlling, who is Jean Dubois, and he is a foreign new arrival. My pronouns are she, her, and Jean's pronouns are he, him.
Yes. My name is Genki Soda, and my pronouns are she, he, or they. Take your pick. I'm playing Alexander Abednego Allerton Pickering. I'm a bit of a lovable idiot.
And you are the
The socialite. Yes, come to my parties.
Of what background?
of peerage.
Period. Right. What does that mean again?
Means you have a title, and you should probably care about things like titles.
You should care about it quite a lot.
And who do we have sitting next to the lovely Alexander?
Hello, my name is Cheryl Platts, and my pronouns are she, her, as is my character, Miss Persephone Finch, who is the tutor. She's recently been hired into the household Alexander inhabits, and I believe my background was sort of on the DL.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can keep it on the deal.
What?
Who are you, dear?
Hello. My name is Lizzie the Bold, and you can find me on the internet at Lizzie the Bold. My pronouns are she and her, as are the pronouns of my character, Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering. That is my name, right? Yes.
I don't know, you might be forgetting it because you're quite old.
I am playing the role of the Dowager of the Peerage, a thing for which we should care about quite a lot, young man.
Finally,
It's your turn.
Over here, who do we have?
I've been running around adjusting audio and cameras and things. Sorry.
Doing great.
Hi, I'm Anna Geeks. I'm actually in a lot of pain right now. It's great. It's fine. So if I seem a little extra flaky, that's why. I am playing Faye Green, who is a dependent and probably the youngest person here. Oh wait, I believe we are our characters are roughly the same age.
Yeah.
And in fact related.
Right, I
but
gotta
we'll get
remember
into
that
that. We'll get into that. And she is old money. And attending the wizarding school, aiming to be valedictorian. Both my pronouns and her pronouns are she, her.
Excellent. So, with that, let us lay our scene in fair Haverford-upon-Sea. We are located in the eastern part of the United Kingdom, a fine island full of wonderful things. The war has just ended and everything is prosperous and quite happy, and it is the height of the Regency era. And we're taking place in a small seaside, slightly larger than town, but certainly not a city in its own right, called Haverford-on-Sea, and it is a excellent town. It's got a lovely coastline, a British coastline, so it's grey and probably rocky, but other than that, it is quite pleasant. There's nearby fields and forests and just everything one could want for in the country. Excellent country air. People come here all the time in order to take in the country air. And certainly the nearest town, or the nearest large city to all of you, would be Norwich. This one is actually spelt with a T because we are in an alternate universe of the United Kingdom in which magic exists. Now, in the lovely town of Haverford-upon-Sea, it is large enough that it hosts a College of Wizards, a branch, really, of the College of Wizards. This is the sort of seaside establishment of it. And it is a quite well-known college. Perhaps it was founded here because it's on ley lines or something like that, but not necessarily because this place had any other significance to it. Now, this College of Wizardry is currently quite authoritative and very official. It has been appointed by the Crown as an official College of Wizardry and the College of Wizardry conclave. But there also is another faction in this lovely little town of Haverford. There is the local Witches Association, and they have quite a different tone than the College of Wizardry. On one end, we have this college, which is studious and stuffy, many might say, and on the other end, we have the local Witches Association, which is more gossipy and meddling. And it is headed by none other than Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering. And she is quite well known throughout this town as a lady of import, both for her ladyship, but also for her role as the head of the local Witches Association. And I think those are all sort of the salient pieces of information we should know about our lovely town and the people within it.
Just to clarify, the college is in Haverford, Norwich, or
It's
further
probably
away?
in the city, but like on the edge of it.
Edge,
I would
okay.
imagine like they have a large sort of estate, and it's basically Haverford is a college town. Like the college was established in the countryside, and then as more students arrived here and more people arrived, it eventually built itself up into a larger sort of establishment to support this population of students.
So we're in Hogsmeade.
We are in sure. We are in a far classier version of Hogsmeade. Hogsmeade is significantly more Scottish.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wouldn't want that now, would we?
Yes, we're in like we're basically in where's Western located? Bellingham. Like that's the equivalent, right? It wouldn't exist if the college wasn't there. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong about Bellingham, but there are plenty of places. So, we are going to start in this game. We go through several cycles of play. We begin with a novel chapter, wherein we can sort of have one scene or a series of small scenes in which we can meet various characters, and people have sort of more action in them. And then we'll move on to our reputation phase, and we'll kind of work through the rest of our cycle. Now, is there anyone who had something immediate that they felt like they wanted to do, some sort of connection? If not, we can maybe establish a group scene that kind of puts everybody in a similar location. My first instinct would probably be some sort of event at the lady's estate, perhaps a tea party, like some sort of gathering, because all of these people are individuals that would frequent your estate. Perhaps your young sister has recently arrived in town, correct? Or sorry, your young older sister.
I figured that she had been attending the college for a while.
Mm-hmm. A few years.
Yeah, probably getting close to graduating.
Okay.
I got something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, I will be having people over for
The
a
cannon
lovely
show?
afternoon.
Is that the musket show?
So it's an afternoon tea then at the Allerton Pickering estate.
Yes.
And out of curiosity, what sort of who would you be inviting? Obviously, your son will be there
Obviously, my son will be there.
because he's your son.
Alexander.
He's
Yes.
quite eligible.
Invite to things.
Incredibly eligible ladies.
So it's basically your friends, and then all these people that is your son's age. Is that what it looks
I will
like?
be inviting, of course, my son, and of course, my dear sister, and of course, our tutor, Miss Finch, of course, as propriety would dictate.
Yes.
And then perhaps a number of the eligible ladies in town, of whom I am already acquainted, and there should be no strangeness in my inviting them for afternoon tea.
Out of curiosity, do you invite, for example, Headmaster Dr. Leopold Wiverston?
If I must.
You do not need to. Would he be someone who's on your list?
Yes.
Oh!
No, we my son is going to be attending the college, and so inviting the headmaster and making
It's probably the best you can do to ensure that he doesn't fail.
try very hard to make an initial good impression.
So what does your estate look like? What does the Allerton Pickering estate
The
look
Allerton
like?
Pickering estate is an ancient, beautiful estate. A lovely country estate with beautiful gardens and many, many rooms. A lovely drawing room.
And a sleeping figure in the drawing room.
No, it's fine.
So it's a large sort of mansion with grounds, I assume.
Yes.
What time of year do we suppose this is? Perhaps you're about to enroll in school, so we'll be looking at maybe August.
Yes.
It's, late
Yes,
summer.
Late summer.
Late summer, because the school year is about to begin.
Get
So
that
you have not
party in.
attended this College of Wizardry yet.
Have I?
And I believe my term may just be starting.
Yes, because Alexander will need all of the help that he could possibly receive.
Wait, but I went to school last year, right?
The fact that you're asking me that question really demonstrates why Miss Finch is so very essential.
So just to clarify, out of character, did you attend school at all last year? Have you attended the College of Wizardry
Not
yet?
this college.
No. Okay, so you graduated from secondary school. You
Yeah.
finished your sixth form.
Normal.
Normal school,
School.
18, and now you're attending your first year of college or university in this instance. Even though British would be a university, not a college, because a college is something the
Middle
younger
school.
people go to. Anyway,
What
it's
was the name
fine.
of the headmaster again?
The headmaster is Leopold Witherston. Dr. Leopold Witherston. Esteemed doctor, trained at Oxford.
And his presence will no doubt bring some eligible ladies who also attend. intend to attend the college.
Yes.
You see, it's
Certainly.
all part of the master plan.
Certainly. So, so you just eked through your secondary school education and now are attending this college, and you haven't been before. So, excellent. I'm sure this won't go terribly, and you are now the new tutor.
And
So-
I believe I'm headed up to the door for the first time during the
Oh, this is your first time. This party is your arrival.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. So you get up to the front door as you arrive at this estate, and you are, of course, greeted by one of the many servants that work for the estate, and they sort of open the door.
Miss Persephone Finch.
Oh, right this way. And they sort of gesture you in. They immediately take all of your bags from you and carry them off somewhere into the house. And then another sort of, there's kind of these various exchanges of various servants, and they come for someone eventually leads you out into the garden, where we find. Would you describe yourself, what we see, and then we can see what you see.
Miss Persephone is a stern-looking young woman, just a year or two out of school age. She's graduated from the College of Wizardry, so she has a bearing about her. She's conservatively dressed, perhaps a little bit more flowery than you might expect from a tutor, but she is generally unassuming.
So, and you are introduced to, introducing Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering. This is Persephone Finch. Miss Persephone Finch.
No, of course.
I shall go acquire you more tea.
Yes, and some more of those lovely cucumber sandwiches. I do
Sorry.
love so much. So I am a distinguished woman in her 37th year of life.
You're welcome. Sorry, I missed that. How old is she?
I'm 37. And with, of course, her white hair most perfectly appointed underneath her sun bonnet. Very fashionable. Stop laughing in chat, please. You're distracting me. She is dressed in a manner, thank you. She is
In a matter of speaking.
in a
she's-
manner most befitting of her station, and not quite befitting of her mourning. That, you know, it was a couple years ago. It's fine. He's gone. Who cares? She's got some rings and some pearls and some layers because she's old.
I assume she's seated with other
Yes.
individuals.
Yes.
Perhaps her good friend is there.
Oh yes, Miss Matilda Balfour. Belflor.
So there's two older women sitting
Yes.
there. Is Matilda 38?
Nope.
No.
She's 37 as well.
Okay. Exactly. They're both ancient.
Yes. Oh, Miss Persephone Finch. Oh, do join us. So lovely to have you. This is my very good friend. She seems to have. Oh, there you are, dear. My very good friend.
She's quite good at that invisibility magic.
Matilda. She is also, of course, a member of the Witches Association.
Of course.
Of course. And I'm sure you will meet my son.
Perhaps right at that moment, we sort of we pan the camera across the lawn, and somewhere in the distance of this garden, what do we see?
I'm talking to different people. Oh,
You look like Mother Teresa.
oh, so good.
Bertrand? Please continue.
Yes. I'm talking to different people, but very distracted. No conversation lasts more than like 45 seconds, because then I see someone else that I want to talk to.
Are you like holding a croquet mallet as if you're playing croquet, but you're actually like halfway across the yard from where the croquet is happening?
Yes. Absolutely. Oh god, that's so good. And you know, I just, I get really excited to see somebody, and they start telling me something, and I stop paying attention, and then I'm like, oh, hey, gotta go talk to my friend, I'll be back. And I go talk to someone else, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Good summer, going to any good parties? And then I see some lovely lady who looks mysterious and angry over talking to my mom, and I'm like, who is this? I've never met them before, and so I just, swagger over.
Lady Allerton Pickering, it is an honor to be here. Thank you for bringing me into your service.
Oh, of course, my dear. I was quite impressed with your credentials when I saw them. Truly, you are them. Oh, Alexander. Miss Persephone Finch, allow me to introduce my son, Alexander.
Alexander, I've heard so much about you.
Alexander, this is
Nice.
your tutor.
Nice.
Alexander,
His
your
hat
hat.
falls off.
When the hat falls, like a flash goes across Persephone's face, but only for a second. She looks a little stunned, and then everything is fine. Vapors this time of year.
Yeah, of course, my dear.
Oh,
Please sit down, have yourself a drink and one of those lovely cucumber sandwiches.
A new tray just appears next to you. The servants are very good.
Yes.
So, have you decided what subjects you wish to study in school, Alexander?
I think charms.
He says, winking at someone across the lawn.
That's certainly a good elective, but what will you focus yourself on, dedicate your efforts to?
Yes, Alexander, what will you be dedicating yourself to?
What do you even do with a major in charms?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I figure I'll just go with whatever pulls me the most. When I get there, I'll figure it out.
I always say you need to have a plan, young man.
Thank you.
You
Matilda.
lack goals.
No,
you,
I mean,
Matilda.
I have plenty of goals. My goal right now is to just explore.
Explore your studies, Alexander.
Right? I mean,
The inside of a book.
Explore your need to straighten up, to learn, and to find yourself a wife.
I'm not paying attention anymore. I'm just seeing someone else.
Alexander! You see what I have to work with.
I've walked
I
away.
see words. Certainly there's something to work with there. He has something he wants.
I don't know what I did. His 5 other brothers and sisters all turned out very well, you see. But he is my youngest, you know. And when my dear Reginald passed, I was left alone to make sure that his future was taken care of. And it has proven quite difficult. But I have the utmost faith that you will be able to at least whip him into shape as far as his studies go.
Your faith honors me.
The rest we leave to God and also to me.
Have you had the same experience with little Alexander?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you had the same experience with Alexander?
Asking if you had the same experience with Alexander.
No experience.
No. She means his flightiness.
No, he's always been that way. Yes. Not like any of my children, no. They've all been good. Stupid, but good.
What is your husband's name? Yeah, did I give him one? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
You don't care about him anyway.
Doesn't matter.
I think you sort of continue to sip your tea, and the servant will bring over someone else. Another gentleman greets you, and he is dressed in an interpretation of Regency style. You would sort of, but everything's longer and more robe-like. So it's he has a tailcoat, but then also a robe with glitter on it, all sparkles all over it. and it sort of like flows out behind him. He's a little frazzled looking, kind of streaked salt and pepper hair, and he comes over and he's introduced as Dr. Leopold Witherston. Oh, hello!
Dr. Witherston,
It's a pleasure to see you there.
lovely to have you,
Yes.
as always.
Yes, and he just sort of like gestures and levitates a cup of tea towards him. Yes, you always do throw lovely parties.
Thank you so much. Dr. Witherston, allow me to introduce Ms. Persephone Finch.
Oh, you graduated, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Thank you
From
for
one of the other
remembering.
branches, right?
Yes, although I enjoyed your guest lecture on prestidigitation through the ages.
It's one of my specialties, and he snaps his finger and his robe changes color.
Oh, you do go on.
It's good to have you here. What are you doing in our fine town of Heatherford?
Well, I have recently gone into the employ of our good lady here to
Oh.
work with her son.
Employing wizards, I see.
Yes, well,
And none of your witches up to snuff?
I felt that I should bring in some of the young talent. Give them
yes.
a
You
extra
aren't
chance.
known for that. He chortles.
Oh. Ha. Well, you know, it does pay once in a while to bring in some of the exceptional members when, you know, find the diamonds in so much rough.
Well,
Who needs a cucumber sandwich?
Miss Finch here was quite exceptional, but I wouldn't say she was an exception. Your sister has been doing quite well.
Yes, well, you know, intelligence does run in the family.
Might have skipped a few. He like glances over.
Somewhere, like, I just get a weird feeling, like, what was that?
You're just like standing there, like using the wrong end of a croquet mallet to
Well,
play
is
golf.
my sister.
And I think at that point, you look around, and where would we find
It's really weird wearing
The-
glasses that don't
that don't
have
do anything?
lenses.
Yeah. Where would we find the young fae?
Probably at the fresh fruit refreshment bar kind of a thing, chatting with some of the people that are there that are her age. You know, young and spry.
Yes. You look across
We're
and you
keeping
see
that up, aren't we?
your sister. Oh, I believe she's over there.
No, Faye! Faye, dear, come join us, please.
She comes on over, and Faye is, she's relatively tall, relatively thin, very jet black hair, bright blue eyes, very kind of innocent look on her face. Oh, hello, dear sister.
Ah,
Such
good
a
to
wonderful
see you
party.
here.
And headmaster, wonderful to see you.
I should introduce you to one of our finest graduates of the Wizard College. From which branch did you attend, dear?
Yes, potions and alchemy.
Oh, down in Exeter, right? Yes?
Yes,
Yes,
of course.
I think so. Oh, yes. This is the young Miss Finch.
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Finch.
A pleasure. Your genetic brand. I don't even know if they had genetics back then. Your family is blessed so universally with beauty.
Thank you
Well,
kindly.
that is true. Thank you. Keen observational eye will serve you well.
I also just get a positive feeling now. I'm like, someone said something nice about me.
Alexander, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
You just like sit on the grass where you are.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is happening? Why do I sit?
Have some tea.
Right, well, you are well employed, it seems.
It's good to be needed.
It's always good to have graduates being successful. You know.
Yes, it must be a novel feeling for you, shouldn't it?
Well, I'm going to go partake in the gin. Yes.
Yes, you know where it is.
Of course I do. It's a pleasure, as always. We should chat sometime, you know. Come around the college anytime you like.
Absolutely, Doctor.
Yes.
That is 100% a thing I will do.
Oh, yes, I feel like you're being very genuine right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, good. Okay.
Hey,
onwards.
enjoy the
Yeah.
gin.
While their attention is on the departure of the doctor, there's a sort of poof sound from the corner of the garden, and from nowhere at all, it seems, a very dark and mature-looking, mysterious woman saunters in Alexander's general direction.
Oh, good. Just a song.
Alexander,
He's sitting on the grass.
I'm quite put out that you didn't invite me to this little soiree.
Wait, what? I thought I did. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Please forgive me.
It's all right. I'm sure your mother just saw to it that my invitation was lost in the mail.
What is happening here?
This is the two of them, but like the three ladies like watching this, but they can't hear any of it.
Oh, okay. Who's that?
I'm just smiling. Like,
Faye. Faye!
it's so lovely to see you.
Are you really going to go through with this school thing? It's so pedestrian. We could do so much more.
Well, my mother is worried about something. She told me once. I don't remember. But, I just want to make her happy. I don't want to stress her too much.
Does she have a parasol by any chance and is just completely shrouded in the shadows?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
quite. Yes. Don't fill your head with the worries of others. You're greater than anyone else's concerns. You're above that.
Well, I don't know about that. But, my mother does stress a lot. And I know it's my fault. Often. Maybe always. So, I just want to be good to her. And good to you, too. So, maybe we can find something that makes it work for both of us. Wait. What school are you going to again?
I learn from the College of the World, my dear.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
Too many daytime classes for my like.
Well, I'm going to be going to the school, but we can still go out on walks together in the evenings.
Hopefully your studies won't distract you too much. Your carefree nature is what I like about you, Alexander. I don't want you filling your head with nonsense.
Well, I am excited for joining the wizard ball team.
She just sort of she tilts
just-
the parasol down for a second to cover her face.
Can we hear her eyes roll?
Wait, what would a sport in this world be called?
Yeah, it's called Wizard Ball now.
Oh my god.
Sorry, it's
I was going to call it sports ball, but I was like,
nope, it's Wizard Ball.
I was the top at my last school, and so I'm excited to compete on a whole new level. You'll come to my games sometime this time, right?
Picturing the wizards on the sideline going like to like dribble a ball.
Yeah.
It seems as if you have a lot to worry about right now, Alexander. I'll come back when your head's clearer.
I think right around now is when
Yeah, we cut over
Yeah.
to this conversation that's been happening.
Finally, drawing a blank. Sorry, Felicity.
My name is Felicity.
Shoving Faye in their direction, and she stumbles.
Go.
Starts walking
I just
over
have wings.
to them just as she disappears. I think.
Well, she's leaned in
Yeah.
to Alexander and is whispering something in his ear, but holding the parasol just so no one can read their lips.
Just a lot of closeness. My son.
Faye stumbles in, like her shadow is cast upon the two of you.
Alexander, your mother is curious who your friend is.
Oh yes, let me introduce you. This is my friend, Letitia Afwin of Wessex.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. And to whom am I having the honor of addressing this conversation?
So very sorry. I'm Faye Green.
Faye Green. How direct.
I'm not sure I understand.
It's just it's refreshing to hear such a direct name in a family that's known for ostentatious
What's wrong with Alexander?
names.
Pickering.
So your ears are burning. Shove a sandwich in your mouth.
Cucumber's delicious.
Particular particularly fresh this time of year.
Perhaps you would like to come and meet the lady of the house.
It's up to you.
I don't want to interrupt her. She looks quite busy. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be other chances. Please
Sure.
excuse me. It has been a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure.
And as she leaves, so we use resolve tokens. to
Yeah,
cast
so
magic?
you can cast a spell, and you can spend a resolve token, kind of in the same way you're just using that you would normally spend a resolve token, which is to make something happen that's significant to the story. Alternatively, if you would like there to be a negative consequence for the spell, you could actually take a resolve token. So what's your goal?
Tisha wants to clear Alexander's mind a bit.
In what way?
Decrease his interest in Wizard Ball.
Okay, I think that would definitely be, so this becomes a negotiation. So you could spend a resolve token. You can, as Alexander, accept this resolve token just as is, in which case it becomes your token. You can also accept it with conditions, or you can refuse to accept the token, in which case the spell would sort of fizzle.
I would imagine that. So Alexander really loves sports.
Oh.
He's like a jock, right? I got abs. Yeah. And I don't know. It's deep love. You might. It would work, but only for like 20 minutes.
Oh. Well, perhaps Letitia attaches her image to your love of Wizard Ball, just wraps them all up together so that every time he thinks of Wizard Ball, he thinks of her.
Nice. Now I know what I'm competing for, other than just yeah.
Okay. So do you accept that
Yeah,
token?
yeah.
Okay. So you pay for one of Letitia's token. It now becomes Alexander's token. And Alexander, as you go forth, imagining your bright future in Wizard Ball, you imagine a more shadowy future with the beautiful vision of Letitia accompanying you, cheering you perhaps in her own quiet way from the sidelines. But you can't shake that image from your mind.
Wizard Ball would be so much fun at night.
I look
Yes.
forward to cheering you on and celebrating after. And then she just sort of fades into a shadow.
I love her so much.
Did not come and meet the host. Rude indeed. Rude indeed. Rude indeed. Rude indeed. Not even coward. Introduce us here.
Quietly mumbling. Is there any other things anyone would like to have happen at this particular party?
Another cucumber sandwich.
Eat more cucumber sandwiches. We've met several of the characters, so we don't need to meet everybody right now. So I think we can end this garden party. We can bring it to a close and take ourselves to the first reputation phase of the evening. So during this reputation phase, we're going to look at the reputation of each of these major characters that appeared in this scene, and then we're going to determine if any of them triggered their reputation criteria, which is on their sheet. So did they gain positive tags or negative tags? And that's what we will keep track of on this sheet. So we can kind of go around in a circle. So everyone take a moment and just look at in the center of your, I glued mine on top here, so it's on your family background sheet.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
You have the peerage one. Yours we can pull up on a device. Might actually be in the book too. It's only one person who reads it. And then determine if you met any of those criteria. And if you did, you will either gain a positive or a negative tag. If you didn't meet either of them, that's fine too. We can pass the phase without you gaining any tags.
Acted in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires.
By not marching over there and demanding.
No, by being forced to march over there. I'm mostly
Oh, you.
kidding. I don't think it actually applies. Yeah. I don't think it was
Nope.
strong enough.
You don't think any of them met? Okay. They do not appear to be in this book.
I'm loading. It would be a moment.
Lizzie, did you meet any of them for Felicity? Did Felicity meet any of her?
Probably not. Not unless it counts that I did not march over there and give this woman a talking to, because propriety demands I just sit here.
Okay. So you did do what you were supposed to do?
Well, if you're going to let me take it for that, then yes.
Sure, why not?
Sweet.
So what tag did you gain? Positive tag? You acted in
positive.
service or duty or
Yes.
morality in a way that compromised your desires.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh, I think in this one it's probably obedience to society's conventions,
Yes.
despite considerable hardship in doing.
Considerable hardship.
Sure, I want someone to get a tag. They're more fun if you have them.
Excellent. What sort of tag should I take?
There are some suggestions at the top there of positive tags or negative tags.
Oh, I see.
So
Um,
they're just a one-word descriptor that can be used.
what is a word that means, you know,
Obstinate?
Perhaps reserved.
reserved? Yes.
Reserved. You were reserved.
That really highlights who I am. Okay. And then I read it in by the
Yep.
triangle.
So you write by your name and then the up pointing triangle to indicate you had a positive tag. Do you think Persephone met any of them?
Do you think that she secured a personal invitation of someone higher social status than herself? I don't think that coming to the tea party.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I think a future event would work.
Okay, that's the only one I can think of right
Okay.
now. There was not considered.
Any for Alexander?
Well, it says on that one we're supposed to start out with 2. We pick one positive and one negative.
Oh,
right?
does everybody say that?
At least on the
Because
peerage
mine
one.
does. The 4 and 1 did as well. In
Oh.
which case, then both of you can give me one now.
Select
Yeah, I
one
picked-
of each at the beginning. Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
So I picked for my positive giving and for my negative proud.
It is probably new.
I will pick influential for my positive.
Okay.
And
Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah.
also proud for my negative.
Okay.
It runs in the family.
And I think today,
Faye. And do you want to start? What are you starting to?
I'll choose clever and outsider.
Nice. Okay, that makes sense.
For my negative, I'm going to go with oblivious. Oh, wait.
That's
Yeah.
fine too. It doesn't have to be on
Yeah,
the sheet.
okay.
Those are just suggestions for you. Yeah.
And positive. Oh, goodness. I don't know. Springing this on me, I don't know.
Okay, we can come back to it. That's not a big deal.
Kind.
Kind. Nice. All right. So if no one else gained any other ones, then we will move on.
maybe I almost came because all I want to do is play sports and chill with my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't talk to everybody, as was socially expected.
I don't think that counts, Flighty Flighterson.
I was trying
Well, you.
to maintain a conversation, yes.
So now we are going
Everyone likes me.
to do our factions. Given that most people did not gain, the College of Wizardry faction has no change. There was a positive. The total of faction influence for the witches was positive, right? Because you gained a positive tag, and you are the only witch, and the only person who gained a tag, which means that you increase your faction score, influence score by 1.
Excellent.
So it becomes 1 more positive. Now, the College of Wizardry can pass a decree because they actually start with a authoritative faction influence. So my fellow wizards, which is really the 2 of you and all of the minor characters, the leader of this, or anyone, can propose a decree, and then if we agree upon it, I write it down here as a decree, and then the next time we come around to this phase, we can enact the decree, in which case it becomes a thing that people have to deal with in this world. And when you are authoritative, we can make decrees that affect everyone, because we are magical. So we could, for example, make a decree that says there could be only licensed use of magic. All magic users must have the appropriate and official license, for example. Or alternatively, we could have a simpler decree that a certain ingredient, maybe in potions, is illegal, or something like that. So if anyone has an idea of a decree we might want to pass, you are welcome to propose it. If not, I will think of one as the headmaster, Dr. Leopold.
The only thing that occurs to me is they use their wands quite a lot.
Do all wands have to come from an official wand master?
It's quite possible. I mean, we don't want those quality ones getting out there. Think of the horrors.
It's true. Perhaps you can only call it a wand if it comes from Wanton.
Yes, there are 13
You can't-
letters in Wanton.
So you can't be wanton with your wands?
No.
Many. There's like a smith in there, but you don't say it.
I like this. Okay, so I'm going to write the decree that. Do we want to go with the official licensed? Only licensed wands can be bought and sold. Okay.
Don't swish and flick at me.
So we can vote on that next time. You have to have a background check and a 5-day waiting period to get a wand. If only. Anyway.
Flick to that.
All right. So we are done with reputation, and now we move on to what might be one of my favorite parts.
Oh God.
Rumors and scandals. So, the way the rumors and scandals section works is we look over here at our rumors and scandals, which is currently blank. Now, we'll go around in a circle, and then we go back around. We do it that style. I don't know how that's
Catan
called.
style.
Catan style, the Queen's Draw, I don't know. So one person will start, and they will, you get the choice to either create a rumor, or you can spread a rumor. And a rumor that is spread, we fill in that little circle next to it, and it now has a resolve token attached to it. And that is a resolve token that anyone can spend. When it is done, we cross off the rumor, and that resolve token is no more, although the rumor may still continue to affect the game in its own ways. Otherwise, what'll happen is the next time we come to rumors and scandal, any rumor that does not get a resolve token at the end of this round becomes fading, and then it goes away in the next round. So we basically fade out rumors that have not been spread, and then we cross off next time around anything that hasn't received a token by that time. So there's kind of, you create a rumor, and then it's got 2 chances to get a token. So you can, but for this round, we can go around, you can create a rumor, or you can spread a rumor. And typically, rumors can be about specific characters, or they can also be about larger events that are happening in the world. So does anyone have a rumor they would like to start with? So no one else takes theirs. If not, I can certainly come up with one, and I can begin.
I would like to start a rumor.
All right, please begin. Put our first rumor up on the docket.
And mind you, it is not Felicity starting the rumor. It
No.
is the rumor mill starting
Yeah,
the
of
rumor.
course. It's, in this case, a literal mill.
The rumor is
Or Matilda.
Yeah.
that the newcomer to town, Ms. Persephone Finch, is fleeing a scandal.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm writing Persephone is fleeing a scandal. All right, so do you have one? We can go around this direction? All right.
The rumor that has been started is that Sir Alexander over here is betrothed secretly to Letitia.
Ooh.
Would he be Lord Alexander or just Alexander?
I think he technically doesn't inherit the estate, so I don't think he inherits the title. I think he gets a different title.
He's just
Just Sir or
You
something?
just
Yeah,
could say lord to any title, can't you?
probably. He can still be lord. He's a little lord.
It's a little lord.
That's a good scandal. Do you have a scandal for us, or a rumor?
That party is awesome.
I mean, that's not a rumor or a scandal. It's simply a fact.
Yeah, it is.
The sandwiches were most delicious.
Let me think. Do I have
Tea
a
was
rumor?
perfectly steeped.
You could also just spread one of the 2 that we already have.
Let me think. I don't know. Yes, I'll just spread that Persephone is actively fleeing a scandal.
Okay.
Because that one's
So
exciting.
we give it a token. Nice. Oh, perfect. Uh,
I'm just gonna put this little.
I know how to use this token.
She's a gift.
Thank you. I accept this present, and I will open it later. I am going to start the rumor that the local witches association is falling apart. They're dying of attrition. The LWA has had no new members for 3 years. I'll specify no new members. Yes. And then you get to make 2 or make 1 and spread 1.
Yeah.
We'll go back around.
That the Wizarding College is planning on a new major expansion.
Ooh. The ooh, there is a why not? There's a clan of vampires haunting the woods. All right.
Letitia's family is old and powerful and is starting their own wizarding college.
Whoa! I'm just gonna summarize that is starting their own college. I like to think Wizarding College it's a franchise. They're buying the rights to open up a franchise. So you can make a new rumor, or we have several to spread.
So when we spread, are we spending our own resolve tokens? or
No,
pulling from the
we
pool?
give a token to this rumor, so it comes from the
And
bank.
I-
then
of
you get to
tokens.
use that later.
And then they
I
become ones you
spread
use.
the local witches association falling apart.
How
Ooh,
dare you?
they're all basically dead. They're all over 30.
Yes.
They really need some fresh blood.
Obviously.
And last but not least,
I'm going to start the rumor that Dr. Leopold Witherspoon is a drunkard
Oh.
and a philanderer.
And I think I actually only did 1.
oh yeah,
So I'll spread that one.
okay. Yep, that would make 10. All right, so everything we did not fill the circle in next to, we now fill the square because it's fading. So if in the next round it doesn't get spread, so when we go around in the circle, then it'll go away. So that's how we clear the sheet. So the ones with circles are now tokens that we can use and spend the way we would spend our own characters'
Okay,
tokens.
so they're not tied to that rumor. They're just
They
things that
should
exist.
to spend the token. They should be related to the rumor in some way.
Okay.
Okay, so we've done rumors and scandals. Now, several people's favorite part of the game, the epistolatory. Epistolary?
Epistolary.
Epistolary. The letter writing. Now, each person, each player, can write up to 2 letters, and it can be from themselves, or from from their main character, or from one of their connections.
Did you make that rule so that we wouldn't each
It's
individually write
on the
60
sheet,
letters?
but I think they may have. Because it got a little intense in the past.
Yes.
Now I'm a little loosey-goosey on the rule of 2, but yes, try not to write too many. So if anyone has a letter, you can write it as your main character or as one of your connections to someone, main character or connection at this table. You can also, if you really want to receive a letter, you could spend a resolve token to receive a letter instead on behalf of your character.
I will write one, but you can
Yes.
go first if you want.
Oh, are you
Go
ready?
for it.
So we determined that this is, because we're the same year,
Yep.
so we determined that this is the first year at the school.
Well, no, you don't have to be the same year. You're
Okay.
you're already at the school.
We're the same age, but I've been there for a year, and you're just attending because I'm a nerd.
You
Got it.
probably
Yeah,
graduated.
they're a year early.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that works. So
You're just
Faye is going to write a letter to her father.
Mhm.
Actually, quite possibly both parents. We should have talked about that. But regardless, she's just, dearest father, I am, as fall descends in whatever the name of the town was.
Heatherford.
Thank you. Heatherford upon Sea. I look forward to another year, to my second year at the College of Wizardry here. Thank you so much once more for arranging the patronage of Lady Isabella Poppington for me so that I could have this wonderful opportunity. I know these worldly ambitions do not appeal to you, yet nevertheless I appreciate you acquiescing to my wishes. With love, Faye. And she wraps the letter in leaves and, with her wand, she
Yeah.
makes a little leaf boat and puts it in the water and sends it off.
Sends it off down into the ocean.
Yeah.
Good.
I am going to pen a letter as Elaine Merritt, librarian of the College of Wizardry, to my dear friend Persephone Finch. Dear Persephone, I understand that you have recently acquired an appointment with the Allerton Pickering household as a tutor. I cannot tell you how excited I am to once more have you within near reach. Please do come visit at your convenience. I would happily receive you at any time. Your friend, Elaine Merritt.
Excited to receive that letter. I will be writing a letter to my uncle, Hugh Lamington, who is a professor of the College of Wizardry, but at the branch where I studied, over there in Exeter.
I said
whatever-
Essex, I don't remember.
Excelsior.
Excelsior!
In Excelsior. And so she writes, he's not her actual uncle, but she calls him uncle. So, dear Uncle Hugh, I am bereft of your jovial smiles and your wise counsel. I fear I've walked into a lion's den and find my resolve wavering. Perhaps you are right, that I'm just fighting the fates and should just accept new phase in my life. But I seek your counsel on dark dreams. Ever since coming here, I find myself struck with visions. Particularly, I haven't put my hand on it yet, but it feels like there's some sort of danger to befall someone in this household, and I haven't been struck at my core in a long time. I hope that you, or perhaps one of your furry friends, may be able to assist. Lovingly yours, Persephone.
We don't have to go around in a circle, but
Okay, I'm gonna write a letter as Alexander to Letitia to say it was lovely to see you at my party, and please do forgive my mother for her error in not inviting you. I do think you just threw her under the boat. I do think she would. Listen, I'm kind of stupid, alright? I mean well.
no, I love it. Keep going. Sorry.
I mean, I really respect that you want to take this slow, and I don't want to pressure you or anything, but I do think it would help if you actually talked to her once. Even just the formal introduction. We haven't done this yet. And I think it's really bothering her, and I want to respect her too. But I don't know how to respect both of you when you have different wishes. Let me know what I can do. And it was so great to see you. And I was practicing Wizard Ball last night, and I couldn't stop thinking of you. It was wonderful. And then I just draw a bunch of hearts and forget to sign my name. And then I charm it so that it will explode with heart glitter when she opens it.
I'm so sorry, Letitia. So I will be penning a letter as one Amelia Periwinkle. And this letter is addressed not just to Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering, but no, to the head of the Witches Association Chapter Hereford, Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering. Dear Lady Allerton Pickering, it is so wonderful to be writing to you today. I am sure you are aware of my recent appointment as the newest the newest head of the local Witches Association, the Inquisitor General, and I am delighted to accept this responsibility on behalf of all local Witches Associations in the Eastern United Kingdom District. I really do believe that we need to be working towards more intercollaborative synergy and a belief in the power of the local Witches Association. I will be conducting assessments of all the local branches in this region, and I will be visiting Hereford shortly after my visit to Punswallow. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you. Do not worry yourself about my visit. I am sure everything would be just fine. Yours sincerely, Amelia Periwinkle. Miss Amelia Periwinkle. She doesn't have a title. Inquisitor General.
Well, who does she think she is?
The Inquisitor.
Coming here.
This is a scene for later. Do you want to pen a letter in response to this?
Yes, I will pen a letter in response. It will say simply, dear Miss whatever her name was. Miss
Amelia Periwinkle.
Amelia Periwinkle. Dear Miss Amelia Periwinkle, we look forward with great anticipation to your visit. Please, safe travels from Hogswallow or whatever it was.
Punswallow.
Punswallow. Safe travels.
Do you attach a curse to it?
No. And then she signs it. She folds it, she puts a little seal on it, and then she, along with it, tosses it into the fire with a little swish, and off it goes.
And it disappears and reappears in Amelia Periwinkle's office. Are there any other letters that people would like to write? Yes, we'll go around again.
Letitia is going to write a letter to Gregor Fitzwilliam.
Ooh, Letitia's gonna write one. All right.
Letitia says, Gregor, the plans proceed a bit more glittery than anticipated, but otherwise smoothly. We are approaching the point of no return, as I have been summoned to the home. Please forward the latest allowance to assure our plans meet a successful conclusion. Big signs with a big swishy L.
To Gregor Fitzwilliam.
Indeed.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Great. That letter happened. What letter do you want to write?
I'm writing a letter to my best friend, Lucian Frey. Lucian, it's been a long summer without you. Oh, how I've missed you on the Wizard Ball pitch. That's the right word
Yeah,
for it, right?
sure,
Okay.
it is now.
The Wizard Ball.
Wizard Ball is a sport that we can make anything true about.
And my unicorn has also missed riding alongside yours.
Unicorns, it's like polo.
But instead of sticks, wands.
And instead of horses, it's unicorns.
My unicorn has missed riding along next side yours. I miss sharing in the power of their gallops together. But I'm so excited to hear you will be joining me at the Wizards College in just a few short weeks. Let's make sure we're all in the same classes together. Can't wait to see you. And then I sign my name and I make it so that when it opens, it'll have little non-fiery fireworks. So it'll be very exciting. And play some party music. I just want everyone to enjoy my letters.
They're multimedia.
Yes.
Good. Any other letters? Nope. Okay. I'm trying to think. Make sure that no one else receives a letter. I don't think he'd respond right away, but it's probably arranged that you're in the same dorm building. And
Nice.
Gregor Fitzwilliam will merely send back a letter to Letitia saying, understood. But it's all written in code.
It's like a bunch of pictures
Yeah.
burned into the paper.
And I think that's a good spot to no other letters? Excellent. Okay. I just need to make a quick note here of letters that I need to respond to. So that will be that's about halfway through. We have another novel chapter, reputation, and epistolary. I never get this right. It's fine. Yep, you're welcome. It's literally right in front of me, but I have to focus a lot on it. So we'll take our quick break there, and we will come back for the second half of our first episode of Third Time's the Charm. Would you very quickly be able to put the tips on this screen? Because I think there were a couple. Because I couldn't get it to turn on.
Oh.
I tried. I held the button down several times, and it did not do what I wanted.
Okay.
So we'll just do it this way.
Just give me 1 moment.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about something?
Should we recap the characters or the
Sure.
secondary characters?
There are a lot of characters, and I'm going to apologize to William in this instance.
Alright.
I have sheets for all of us. All right, we can send
Tell
sheets.
me how much bigger it
Boop.
needs
No,
to
I think
be.
that's good.
Okay.
Perfect. So good.
Is that acceptable?
Yep, we have the shiny trinket. Opening this weekend! Come visit our newest location, located in Upper Heatherford by Sea. Not only do we stock our customary avian products, but we are also expanding into more occult trinkets. Get your ingredients here, or make use of our mystics. Thank you. And then the garden. Get your herbs and gardening supplies here. Perfect for magic users of all skill levels, whether you have your own garden or if you can't keep a plant alive. Come peruse our wares. Our employees are all trained to help you with your spells of all levels. And finally, William. Hi, so good to see you all again. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. You should also use this as an opportunity to relax, refresh, stretch, do all of those wonderful things, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay. And break. Welcome back. Faye! What is it with your family?
What happened? What happened?
I was trying to put these in my eyes.
Oh. Honestly. Don't do that.
It's fine.
Alright.
I
Welcome
thought I was
back,
being
everybody.
Matilda, but okay.
No. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a jolly good time and had a lovely and refreshing break. I'm a little burpy today, it turns out. Don't know why. That's just the thing that we're dealing with in this moment.
This
You're
is a safe
welcome.
and
Magic is very
accepting
obvious.
Magic just gives me the tummy gas. I don't know. So hello. Very quickly, we'll just go around and have everybody reintroduce. Let's this time go over their main character and then also their connection. So for people who haven't seen this game before, when they play, everybody takes on the role of a main character, but then they also play a connection that belongs to someone or is connected to someone else's main character. So essentially, everybody here is playing two characters, and then I, as the facilitator, have a lot of characters, including connections and then whoever else we need to occupy the world. So I'll have you each go around and we'll just go over who you are, your pronouns, and then the two characters that you're playing, and who they're the connection of. And then we'll jump right back into the next novel chapter of A Manor of Speaking, Third Time's the Charm, which is based off the Good Society RPG. It's their magical expansion. Let's start over here again.
Hello, my name is Genki. So I just had a snack. It decided it wanted to join us, I guess.
Yeah.
My pronouns are she, he, or they. You can take your pick. I am playing. What is my damn?
Your main character.
My name.
Honestly.
Yes, I am playing myself. My name is Alexander Abednego Allerton Pickering, and I am, I probably have ADHD, and I'm a little stupid, but in a nice way, a kind and lovable way, and I just want everyone to have a good time. And I'm also playing Professor Esmeralda Ellis, who's mysterious and cool and talented.
And is the connection of Anna's character.
Yes.
Hello, I am Cheryl Pletz, aka Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter or Twitch or Insta or whatever you like. And I am a she or her, and so are my characters, as it turns out. My main character is Miss Persephone Finch, who's a tutor who has been recently hired by the Allerton Pickering family to help improve the studies of one Alexander. My secondary character is Letitia Efwin of Wessex, and she is Alexander's girlfriend. She's cagey, skinny, doesn't like sunlight, sort of mysteriously poofs in when she wants, and may or may not be up to shenanigans.
Definitely. Hi everybody, Lizzie Bolt, and my pronouns are she, her, and I am playing the Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering, a member of the peerage, most respected, leader of the local witches association, mother to Alexander, sister to whom you will meet in a moment, and employer of Ms. Persephone Finch. I am also playing. Hold on, I can't see that far away. Elaine Merritt, the librarian at the College of Wizardry, specializing in rare books. A bit of a, what is the word that you used? A bit of a, I'm sorry, I'm 37. Words just fly out sometimes. A bit of an intimidating figure.
Oh, okay.
And very good friend of Ms. Persephone Finch.
Hello, I am Anna Geeks. I'm playing Faye Green and getting very distracted by my younger sister. playing Faye Green, who is a young student going into her sophomore year at the College of Wizardry. And I am also playing, Faye happens to be the aunt of Alexander and the sister of
Felicity! Felicity! You know my name.
being
You're so old.
yes,
Your memory.
being the older sister.
Your memory
Yeah.
is going.
And I am also the secondary character that I am playing is Matilda Balfour, which is her bestie.
Yes. And I think younger than my older sister.
Yep.
Yes.
It's relative, okay? We'll get into that later. It's all relative.
And I am Random Tuesday. I'm your facilitator for this evening, and I'm playing a number of different characters, including Headmaster Leopold Wiverston and Amelia Periwinkle, the Inquisitor General. And also, we have not met him yet, but we will soon meet Jean Dubois, the new rival to Edavard on Sea. Dumas is maybe how we would call it in France. Maybe. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they don't speak French there in this version of reality. So let us take ourselves back to the lovely town on the sea of Heatherford-on-Sea. It is a university town, really. It came into existence because of the local College of Wizardry and one of their major branches here. Other branches include such places as Excelsior. That's what I'm committing to now. Because I can't remember if I said Essex or Exeter, so it's Excelsior. You know, in the West Country. Excelsior. It's a lovely town. It's on the ocean, constantly buffeted by a cool sea breeze, fresh air. People like to come visit, not just people who are attending the college, but it's also a bit of a vacation spot in certain parts of England for those city folk from Norwich. So we recently finished up a garden party, and I think perhaps it's maybe a day or two later. It's been a little bit of time has passed. Perhaps the studies will have begun already or will be beginning shortly. Does anyone have a scene they would like to have with their characters or with any of the connections? If not, I can force you into something.
I was invited to the library.
You were invited to the library, so perhaps we should take ourselves to the College of Wizards, or the Wizards College. A school of quite established reputation. It's an old building, several hundred years old here, which by standards here is actually probably quite young. It was definitely built on ley lines for its magical properties, although there has been some argument among the local wizards' heads about whether or not those magical powers are dwindling and they should consider moving to a different, more powerful magical location. But, you know, it's very difficult to up an entire university, and it takes a long time, and these sorts of establishments aren't known for moving quickly. They're the wizards of the coast. Mm-hmm. Thanks, chat, for pointing that out.
Yeah. I think for legal reasons we may need to call them wizards on the coast.
Oh yes, no.
Just to be clear,
wizards on
wizards
coast.
on the coast.
Yes, wizards on coast because it's British. Yes. So, I got distracted. So the library, we sort of wind our way through the cloistered walls and buildings of this old university. We go past students. It's not quite in session yet. There's maybe a few more weeks, but some very dedicated students
But
are still wandering the halls.
Always time to be doing homework. Getting ahead in classes is very important.
You have your summer reading list already.
It's true. It's
so-
true. We should be done by the end of the summer.
So perhaps we see Faye in one corner of the library and studying a pile of books. Outside the window, we see Alexander, like, distantly and on the wizarding pitch, running his unicorn up and down the field. And inside the library, dusty and, actually, no, not dusty, well-kept books, perfectly organized, stacks upon stacks of them, several magically probably levitating around, meeting the demands of those in this room. And we see Elaine. Which one of you would like to describe Elaine? This is Persephone's friend, but your connection character.
I can do it.
Go
Unless
for
you
it.
have like a vision.
I don't have like a rich vision. I would prefer yours.
So Elaine is a statuesque young woman in that she is quite tall, a little bit on the broad-shouldered side, wearing a pair of trousers and a her shirt sleeves with vest over, and a cravat at her neck. Very stylish. Her hair in curls, but pinned up and out of the way. She has a pair of spectacles on that really are more for the aesthetic. People tended, when she arrived at the library, to not take her quite seriously. Many people tried to redirect her to the sports department, and she donned the spectacles, and it has helped a little bit with her appearance as an academic. She is quite serious about it.
Sad, but probably accurate.
Mm-hmm. The library is fairly quiet when you enter Persephone, and I think there's probably some sort of way that you always know when someone comes into the room, I assume.
Yes.
Elaine does.
There's a little bell.
A little ding, 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 ding. This sort of series of charms echo their way
Yes.
through the...
Echoes through to where she is putting away some books and getting some dusting done. And when the bell chimes, pokes her head out. Oh, there you are. I was wondering when you would come, Persephone.
My dear old friend, it's so good to see you.
It's so excellent to see you as well. Come. I'm sure that we can commandeer a seat and perhaps prestidigitate some tea.
Well, I don't want to put you out, but I do always like to see you work.
Aren't you nice? So you, how are you finding the Allerton Pinkertons? I'm not me. This is a character. This is not at all me forgetting my name.
The Allerton Pickerings. They are certainly wordy, aren't they? They could write a whole book just with their name.
Well, you know, those peerage folks, they do tend to like to stack them on, don't they?
It's almost as if they're paid by the word. I'm grateful for the diversion. Certainly my charge is challenging. But what I was hoping I might talk to you. You are one of the few people I trust closely enough to talk about what I'm experiencing since I've shown up at the house. How much experience do you have with visions?
Visions? Well, I haven't really had any myself, but I have read quite a bit about them, of course. I have access to a number of books about those who had them and about those who studied them. And are you having visions?
First I thought I was just unaccustomed to the environment in such a home. It felt constricting, but when I first saw my charge, it was as if a bolt of lightning had traveled across my face. And I thought nothing of it. Perhaps, coincidences, or perhaps it was the sun. But during my sleep that night, I felt this overwhelming sense of danger. And that night's sleep, it was just a swirling cloud. But the second night, the same dream came back. But I am certain it was Alexander. Though he was wearing clothes I have not seen, he was in great distress.
So, you saw your young student, really, not that much younger than we are, and a bolt of energy went through you, and now you're having dreams about him.
Yes. Do you think I should be concerned?
Maybe a little. I mean, just from what I've heard about his reputation.
Is he known to roll in circles that are particularly dangerous? I mean, what could explain the sense of foreboding?
I don't mean to be indelicate, Persephone. And she leans in and whispers, though I am not going to whisper because there's a microphone in front of me. You're welcome. And she leans in and she whispers, "Could it possibly be that you were struck by what I hear are his not inconsiderable good looks?"
Elaine, thought you had greater respect for me than that.
Just see a moment of Alexander. Does he have rippling abs?
Yes.
Is he sweaty, riding a unicorn, hair gently flying out behind him as he plays Wizard Ball?
Yes, and
And
I'm
we-
smiling. Maybe there's a gleam off my
Yeah.
teeth.
Just like you just sparkle in all light, and we see that, and then we cut back to the library.
If I feel anything for my young charge, it is as if Bunny, you want to raise to become stronger and healthy, who needs help. And that does not explain the sense of foreboding.
I have heard things about his intelligence, so were I to feel some kind of connection to him, I might feel a foreboding to go along with it. But, you feel that these are visions, and I have known you so long. I don't think that you're a person who is given to flights of fancy, or certainly to the capricious whims of rippling abs. So, have you ever experienced anything like this before?
No.
I think that there are some tomes that we could consult. These things do tend to be a little tricky, as of course a lot of folks who throughout the ages have proclaimed that their dreams are visions have not exactly been met with open arms and adoration.
I don't seek admiration, I seek protection. This sense of foreboding is palpable.
I only mean that, brace yourself for what we are going to read, because they probably won't be very, shall we say, generous in their consideration on the ones having the visions. So, let's go find something to research. She charges off to one of the aisles.
And that makes Persephone smile and hike up her skirts and follow after. That feels like old times. And they giggle as they run at breakneck speed in a moment of impropriety through the stacks.
Faye, how much of this conversation did you hear any of it?
I don't think that she was really listening.
Yeah.
She probably noted that they knew each other. Like, she probably recognized Persephone and noted that as a bit odd, but didn't think anything of it. Her cat, on the other hand, is probably, casually, stalking them through the aisles right now, listening in on all of this. Whether or not he tells her later.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A normal,
Yeah.
average, everyday cat.
Yes.
Totally. Completely
Totally
normal.
not a giant miniature house tiger. Absolutely not.
It's Tabby.
Named Gibson.
Nice.
Okay, great. Subtle. Very subtle. So this scene, I think we can draw it to a close. You look like you're prepared for something.
Oh, God, I wanted my other character to be there.
Well, I mean, Faye is in the library.
Right.
And you are a very, I'm sure you as a teacher would have a reason to be in the library.
Right, I'm doing some research. So the scene is Professor Esmeralda Ellis. So she's pretty short. Let's say she's like 4'11", but she's a very imposing figure. Not in a scary way, but just in the way of how you might feel if you were like looking at a demigod, but just because she's so intelligent. And
Yeah, all right.
and she's got her hair pulled back into a nice, neat bun. It's kind of like a dark honey gold color. And she's wearing a really beautiful blue and gold cape and a very nice suit. And she's standing in the corner of the library and has those books floating around her, and she's drawing sigils as she's studying, and her eyes have gone purple. But she's also completely capable of paying attention to all the conversations happening in the room. And she is particularly interested in what she's hearing because she has been researching some sigils she's been finding around the woods and the countryside recently. She started to notice something, and she's trying to figure out what sorts of landscape they're forming. And she's not sure what she's just heard is connected, but she feels it might be, and she has just the student she knows she could ask for help.
Faye, you're packing up your books, you're getting ready to leave, and you walk past, and you sort of take a turn down an aisle because you're about to pick up a book, and just down this aisle you see the demigod figure
I'm just like
of
purple-eyed and
Esmeralda.
sigils. Ah, yes, Faye. Come here for
Professor.
a moment. I don't look away from what I'm doing.
Of course. Can I help you, Professor? Is there anything at all that you need?
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're currently residing with your extended family, correct?
No, Professor. I have the good fortune of staying with a family friend, whose name is the wonderful Lady Poppington has been kind enough to host me, and of course Lord Poppington as well.
Okay, lovely. But you are spending time at your family's, your sister's estate. Is that correct?
Yes, Professor. My sister.
And can you tell me, did you ever spend any time in the woods surrounding your estate?
On rare occasion, perhaps. I do like to walk in the woods on occasion, though I don't often find myself in the woods of my sister's estate now.
Well, I was
But
wondering...
I could.
Yes. Took the words out of my mouth, and I just make a little flick, and when a book comes to you, and it opens up, and it comes to some pages, and you see some sigils on there, and I'm like, I would like for you to learn everything you can about these symbols, and just take a walk in the woods and see if you come across anything that is reminiscent of this.
Absolutely, Professor. I would be delighted to help you with this.
Monologue.
Yes.
All right, give me a second.
Thank you for remembering those. In front of you.
Whew.
Figure of
So-
Esmeralda.
Yeah. Who is not at all like I expected. Okay. Oh, this is wonderful. This is I knew that getting an early start on my studies would pay off in some way. I never would have imagined that perhaps some like extra credit with Professor Ellis. That's amazing. A special project with, of all people, Professor Ellis. This is I can't believe. Of course. What does she want me to do? Oh goodness, I can't remember. Wait, just calm down. Breathe. I still can't remember. I'll figure it out.
And I sense this nervousness, and I say, if you are feeling nervous, feel free to take my familiar with you. And I'm sure he will offer you adequate protection in the woods should anything unexpected arise.
And your familiar is?
Let's just say it's a griffin.
Casual, like.
Casual griffin. Yes.
That's quite an honor, Professor. I couldn't possibly. Thank you, though.
The griffin
I
is like
couldn't
curled up
possibly.
behind you and just looks
And-
up and
yeah.
it's like
I think in the background we see Gibson looking around the corner of a bookshelf, kind of being like,
licks its lips.
Oh yes, and I take out of my pocket, well I don't actually take it out, but just so the flick of my wand arises this nice amethyst pendulum on a like a silver chain, and I say, keep this with you just in case you and the griffin get separated so it can find you. I'm still just drawing sigils.
Of course. Thank you again, Professor. I look forward to helping you with this. I promise I will do my best. I'll get started right away. Takes the pendulum and trots off all excited and probably gets distracted by some books somewhere else in the library on
You see the,
sigils or
the
whatnot.
griffin
and-
just like get to its paws very slowly and like saunters past Esmeralda and bumps into her accidentally.
Don't give me that look. You know how I feel about my students. I want you to look after this one.
Just walks out grumpily. Ugh. Take care of a child, not eat it. We hear the griffin think. All right. Any other parts of this novel chapter we would like to have? Yes.
We're going to have a meeting
Oh,
of
of
the
course.
local witches association.
Now, how many members of the local witches association are there?
Several hundred.
38.
No, didn't you hear? Maureen passed away last week.
Now there are 37.
That seems actually quite large, but sure, yeah.
Yes.
You know, but you're
It's
all
a tri-county thing,
older.
right?
Yes, you're all kind of on the you haven't had any young blood.
Matronly.
No one's
side.
under the age of 30 here. No one's probably no one's under the age of 35.
Yes. Just adjusting my spectacles. Does everyone have tea? Crumpet?
Feel free to play in the background as well.
I've run out of tea.
Oh, well, what? Do I have any mead? No.
No, Genevieve. The meat is for later. We must attend to business first.
Oh, no. Business?
Yes,
You say business. Oh.
Business. Now, everyone, I have a very important announcement to make. I have received a letter.
Yo.
A letter?
A letter! Oh.
I have received a
Should be
letter
illegal.
from the Inquisitor.
My shawl just comes off my head. No!
Spits out.
Should be illegal.
Inquisitor. I never liked the Inquisitor. I hardly know her.
Yes. Well, there's a new Inquisitor, a young woman.
Should be illegal.
What is she? 30? 25? What is 17?
I fear that she
Younger
may
than
be somewhere in her 20s. Hardly even an accomplished witch. However,
Can't
Not
even
even
be
a proper adult.
called a witch if she's that young.
yes, quite. Her name is Amelia Periwinkle, and she means to come and inspect our association. Yes. She means to do so promptly, within the fortnight. Yes, ladies.
What time is she coming? Then we can.
It should be illegal, shouldn't it?
Should be illegal.
Yes.
No respect for patients.
None at all. Now, I know that we have all heard the vicious rumors
Vicious, yes.
that are entirely unfounded that our association is dying.
I am not dead.
I'm not even basically dead.
Except for that
I'm a spry 35.
Yes.
Makes you
Except
Yes.
for
Maureen.
poor
Maureen.
Yes, poor Resta.
Oh, I'm sending around a collection basket for her family.
No,
Splendid.
yes, it's quite nice. We should send over a little basket of
Maybe
goodies.
some pastry.
Some sandwiches.
Dying should be illegal.
Quite right. Now,
Haven't we solved it yet?
we are. You recall we tabled the matter at the last, right after, before rather, poor Eileen.
Maureen.
Seems
Maureen!
unfortunate now.
Eileen. I'm not dead!
No, Maureen. I see you there, Eileen. Settle down. Now, I think that though these vicious rumors are unfounded,
Completely.
we must, ladies, we must get out ahead of these things.
Yes.
Because
I
you know,
agree.
Start rumors of our own.
every day there is the threat of the college and their stuff feelings of superiority.
Should be illegal.
Indeed.
Yeah. Motion carried.
Yes. Now, I think what we should do, ladies, is host ourselves a little soiree. A soiree sponsored by the Witches Association and invite the young ladies of Haverford-Ponsey and particularly some of the young ladies of the college. And perhaps we can make a case for why they might enjoy the patronage and association of the association.
No, my dear Lady Felicity, I do have to bring up the elephant in the room here.
What?
An elephant?
Honestly, should be illegal. Stop conjuring animals in the middle of the meeting.
I'm sorry, I meant the other one.
There was another one.
There's two.
Your sister.
Oh, the metaphorical one.
Yes. Your
You like
sister.
metaphors?
And your new tutor, both are wizards. Perhaps you are not fit to lead if you cannot even lead amongst your own kin.
Oh, well, I never.
You never managed to recruit them. True, yes.
I will have you know that Miss Persephone Finch has only just arrived, and certainly I could not be expected to recruit an employee who has only just arrived at my home. Honestly, I don't think even you could do so, Rebecca. As for my sister, well, there's simply nothing to be done about it, is there? She is my older sister, and as such, it is quite outside of propriety for me to try and tell her what it is that she should do. Would you suggest that I toss aside propriety? That we should live as the animals?
Well, perhaps your title is more important than your station to you. And then, of course, there's the matter of your son.
Oh, none of us want my son.
No, that's true. Never mind. I take those words back.
I've really
No,
done you
no.
all quite the favour by not inviting him to the association.
I'd also like to raise the issue of the wands.
I heard those rumors.
Not rumors.
Shouldn't be
That's
illegal.
true. The decree.
The decree is real.
Have they voted on it yet?
Well, no, that's coming later, but it's just real, you know. Once they get their mind set to something.
You know what? Good. All wands should be legal.
It's true.
Yes.
Why should the
I can't be
college?
affording a new wand at my age.
Why should
How
the
else would my
college?
bespoke business selling wands? Spellsy.
Why?
It's just an attempt to take us out of business.
Why should the college have the final say on who can and cannot produce a wand? I think this is a cause, ladies, for us to take up charge of.
Should it be illegal?
Should not
Should not
indeed.
be illegal.
Yes. Perhaps a bake sale.
Ladies,
Petition.
I think we must secure our petticoats and take radical action. Radical, I say. Now, prepare yourselves. I think we should write a letter.
Yes.
Yes.
A letter.
In writing?
A letter.
Words.
A letter to
No, not a hex.
to the college, making our disagreement with their decree
Yeah.
most well known in strong language, very strong language, and send it on behalf of the entire Witches Association and let them know that if they do not rescind their decree, we shall be forced to action.
We should also invite them to our bake sale.
Yes.
Oh, yes, they do have quite a lot of money.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we should indeed invite them to the bake sale. We will put up flyers. Perhaps a little, glowing flyer, like the birds. Little flyers.
Oh, yes.
Yes, carrying messages.
Oh, yes.
Yes, whispering them to people. It's not creepy at all. It's just,
Metagaming pigeons.
That's just how this works.
it's just the way it works.
Excellent, right. I've taken all the notes as the secretary.
Yes. As is your station. Rebecca.
But also Maureen. No, Maureen's dead. Sorry, Irene.
Names are hard at the same.
Irene has died.
No, Maureen passed away. Irene is still alive.
We'll have to do another roll call.
Right. Lady Felicity.
Yes, we can do that later. Right before we get into the gin and the...
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we supposed to save that?
This should be illegal.
Don't worry. I have some port left. The damnable what's his face Witherspoon didn't get into it all. Ladies,
Always having to conjure more.
did we make that one a thing? Yes, we did.
Yes.
Ladies, I also think that perhaps we could bolster our numbers, not only with our lovely ladies' luncheon, with ladies who lunch, but also by undermining the man at the very head of the college.
Undermines himself, he does.
Undermines himself, he does.
More powerful.
With his drinking,
We just
with his philandering.
need to make people aware we do.
We do.
Yes.
Now, but we need to do so in a subtle,
Respectable.
sort of way.
Poison.
Not poison.
A hex.
Not
I hexed him once before.
A curse.
I think
Boils.
we just need to continue to spread the information to our associates. And perhaps we will keep an eye out for further opportunities to take advantage of the situation. Do we all agree?
Yes.
All right. Now, of course, we must do all of these things most surreptitiously because we don't want the Inquisitor getting a wind of it.
Can we tell the Inquisitor about the bake sale?
Yes.
Are we inviting the Inquisitor to the luncheon?
Yes.
Well, it's
The
not
luncheon.
really any of it then,
The
is
ladies
it?
at lunch. Well, we're not going to tell her that we are,
Trying to discredit the
Yes!
name.
yes.
Oh, that part.
I had one of my spells. That's the bit we're not going to tell her.
No.
Nor the bit about, what's her face? You know who I'm talking about.
Your sister. Your son. Your sister. Your governess. Your tutor. Your...
my son. We will have to keep him away from the Inquisitor.
Can we tell her
Well,
our
I mean,
names?
what if she's very marriageable? We don't want to
She is
eliminate
young.
possibilities of winning
should we have
her over
code
to our
names?
way.
Are you suggesting that I wed my son to the Inquisitor?
I like code names. I'll be the eagle.
Position you well, wouldn't it?
Nice.
Be rat. Matilda, you truly are the most cunning of my associates.
I do try.
Nothing, ladies. Carry on. Have your tea. Now, there are some cakes. There is some port, and then we shall resume our crochet.
Meeting adjourned.
Clapping for no reason.
Can we just
applauding
make that the
ourselves.
rest of the show?
The audience seems like they'd
Yeah.
be okay with it.
The local meeting of the local.
I know we
Witches
need
Association.
to contact Storybrewers and get them to have a Dowager expansion.
Just dowagers.
It's
Just
all
a podcast
dowagers.
every half an hour every
all
week.
dowagers.
All dowagers all the time.
Yeah. We can call it "Get Yourself a Dowager."
Yes.
Okay. Any other scenes people want to have? We've had our local meeting. We've been to the library.
I'd like to do a studying scene.
Oh, with Letitia.
No.
Oh, actually studying.
No, this isn't Leviathan.
There's probably a cube-shaped room somewhere. Yes. So perhaps there's a special there's a study. There's a library and you're at the Pickering estate.
Allerton Pickering.
That place, estate. What's been happening? We kind of maybe we'll drop into like a little 30 minutes into
Sure.
this study session.
She has learned that I have difficulty sitting down for more than like 10 minutes at a time. Got a lot of energy. Hard to sit.
Every time you get up, I want you to remember a new fact. That's our new rule.
New fact. All right. Okay. Yes. I can do this. Let's go.
All right. Because you walked to the left northern corner, I need you to remember that potions with tincture of batwing are only used in emergency situations.
Why? Wait.
There, excellent. Why? An inquisitive nature will always serve a student well. Now, the why is because it's a volatile reagent, and thus we only want to use it in situations where the risk is worth the reward. Now, if you wanted to use it for a makeup spell, for example, you'd be likely to end up with the pox.
Okay, but do these side effects manifest quickly, or if I just hypothetically, if I had one of these like a week ago, is there any risk?
Have you been taking illicit potions?
No.
Alexander, why? What makes you happy?
Letitia.
Well, that's something.
Okay, I'll confess. You got me. Letitia just was telling me that an ex-boyfriend of hers sparkled, and she sounded very happy when she talked about that. So I've been trying to make it so I sparkle a little.
What potions have you been taking?
Little of this, little of that.
You've been mixing?
Only things I found in the library.
I think I'm gonna spend a monologue token to
For me.
Alexander.
For Alexander.
Oh gosh. Am I in trouble? I just want to make Letitia happy. How can I make everybody happy at the same time? Why is this so hard? I don't think my tutor likes me very much, but she just has to come watch me play sports. Then she'll see I'm a good student. My coach always said I was great. Yes, that'll work. Hey, do you want to go outside?
I assume Alexander actually stood there. Like, normally these monologues happen in the background, but I feel like with Alexander it was,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to go?
Yes.
I have a strange question for you, Alexander. Do you own a purple smoking jacket?
I have lots of purple jackets.
Do you own one with sage leaves embroidered along the edges of the lower portion of the coat?
No, but that sounds great. Now I should get one of those. That sounds perfect. Now I know to wear to the next party.
She looks very confused. It was good and then it was bad. So she's never. I want you to set one goal for yourself that does not involve your mother or Letitia.
Could it involve sports?
The heaviest of sighs.
If that is what your heart desires.
Okay, well, you seem really disappointed by that. So I want to prove to you that I'm a good student. So, what about some charms? How can you help me make more people smile? Yeah?
That's a noble desire, and it certainly seems like a basis upon which we can build a start to an education. So tomorrow morning, I will bring you one charm recipe we can work on together.
Yes.
We can go outside.
Yeah!
As the two of you walk outside, you go to the grounds. Where do you take her?
I'm going to show her my unicorn.
So you head to the stables.
Yeah.
Describe your unicorn for me, please.
It's magnificent. It is like Clydesdale size, so it's huge, and very muscular, and it's very opalescent. So, and it looks very white, but in some lights it also looks very pink, and in other lights it also looks very blue, maybe with a bit of purple in there. You kind of can't pick the color, and it looks very excited to see me.
What is its name?
Let me think about this for a second. What do I want to call it? Just Hero. His name's just Hero.
It's very nice to meet you, Hero.
And I have another unicorn if you would like to ride along with me. Do you know how to ride?
Yes, I can't say that I've ridden a unicorn, but I assume that there's some similarities to a horse.
Yes, but with a unicorn, you must also communicate with your feelings. Unicorns are able to sense a lot of what you feel, and so you have to be pure of heart in order to ride well.
I would not want to scare your unicorn.
No. I think it'll be fine. Here, just come over here. I have several that are a little smaller if you would like to not ride one so large. Closer to
Perhaps
horse.
that's for the best.
Okay, yes. Take your pick.
There's a smaller blue iridescent one. She goes to that one. It seems like we'll get along for a bit.
Yes. I think she likes you.
Now, where should I put my hands?
Just like a horse, just like normal. Nothing different. You
Alexander, do you help her onto the horse?
Yes, of course.
When he touches her hand, she gets the shock again. And that probably gives the unicorn a bit of a start as well. Oh.
I've never seen her act that way before. Well, what a good place to start a new relationship from. Only up from here.
You will take care of yourself, won't you? I worry about you, Alexander.
I'm sorry if I've given you reason to be concerned about me.
You've certainly taken a few too many potions, if you know what I'm saying.
Everything's all right. I mean, I glisten a little bit when I sweat now. I'm working on it.
It's like gills or something behind your ears.
No, but when I get sweaty, it looks like I fell into a Claire's back in the 90s or something.
I mean, Claire's today, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You and Hero do cut a majestic figure.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's go for a nice little ride through the woods.
Get upon your unicorns and you saunter off through into the woods. Do we want to end the scene there, or do we want? Okay. So we fade up as you ride unicorns into the
As you do.
into the afternoon light, glistening as you go.
Yeah.
You as if you have.
No.
No?
It's my throat.
Okay. Any other scenes people would like to have? No? Okay. With that, let us move on to the second, reputation. So, in all of the scenes that we've had, go ahead and look over your reputation tags and or criteria and determine if you met any of them. If you didn't, that's okay. If you did, let me know for positive or negative tags.
Not I.
No.
No? No? All right. In which case, no one will gain or lose reputation, so nothing will happen to our various factions' reputation. But that does mean now the College of Wizardry still has an authoritative reputation, as no one went up or down, so they can pass a decree or create a different one. So do we want to pass? Calling the College of Wizards meeting to order. Motion to only allow the sale and purchase of officially licensed wands by the College of Wizardry. Motion to be carried or not.
Professor Ellis has an objection.
No objections.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, the ayes have it. Motion carried. There is now a decree that only officially licensed wands can be bought and sold in at least the county of whatever I named this county. Blockshire. All right. So with that, we have we actually go straight to the epistolary. We don't do any more rumors and scandal until the next round. So, the epistolary. Does anyone have any letters they would like to pen?
See. Alright then, I will go. So the Witches Association
Right. This is yes.
is going to pen a strongly worded letter to Leopold, but also to the college, addressed to the trustees of the college in total. Dear distinguished wizards of the college, and Dr. Leopold Livingston, it is of your recent decree affecting the whole of our county is of great concern to the local Witches Association, which, as you may recall, is still a valid and influential society within our county. We have grave concerns that your decree has been undertaken with no consideration for both the local economy and for the local magic users not associated with the college. I realize that as tenured professors and academics in the field, you may feel that you may speak for the whole of the magical society of Haverford-upon-Sea. However, sirs, I must say we will not have it.
Not at all.
We cannot stand for it. For these decisions to be made with no consideration
Not whatsoever.
for those outside of your charge. We therefore request that your decree be simply limited to what your students may and may not purchase,
Very reasonable.
and not impacting the local wand makers and local wand purchasers not associated with your esteemed what is it called? With your esteemed academic center. I fear, perhaps, that the judgment of the council is being far too, is under far too great influence by certain parties whose judgment may be, I say with the utmost respect and delicacy, questionable.
Yeah, very questionable.
Sincerely, Lady Felicity Allerton Pickering and the local Witches Association. And then there's like signatures underneath that for the various members of the association. To be clear,
Genevieve, Irene, Rebecca.
Well written as always.
yes, yes. All in favor, raise your cups.
Lovely.
I think Professor Ellis is going to write a letter to the headmaster of the school.
Okay.
Dear headmaster, I am intensely disappointed that you ignored my dissenting opinion at the last meeting. As you know, I feel very passionately about experimentation within the world of wizarding, and most of our greatest advances in wand technology have come out of basement tinkerers and hill witches and swamp witches. And if we limit it to just the mainstream wizarding college's approval, well, we know nothing will change for hundreds of years. We will be effectively limiting the growth of the wizarding and witching world. And I'm not sure I can abide by that. I certainly appreciate working here and the resources this college provides me for my own academic research, but if this decree stands, I may have to look elsewhere for employment. Up to you. And then I just sign my name. And I charm it with an ice charm so that he'll get really cold while reading it.
Harsh.
Letitia will send a letter to Alexander. Dearest Alexander, your last letter left a twinkle in my eye and a fire in my heart. I picture you glittering on Hero, and I am certain that you are ascending to new heights as I write. It warms my cold heart to think that you wish me to meet your dear mother despite her cold reception earlier. And it is my desire to keep you happy, my dear. So if you wish it, I have heard that your dear mother is hosting the local witches' cotillion in a fortnight, and it would make me most honored to be your companion that evening, if you will have me. Perhaps that will be an amenable situation where we can all come to an agreement about a better way to move forward. Sending all of my love, Letitia. And when you open the letter, it looks like a waning moon. Like it just kind of glows for a second. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. Any other letters people want to try at the moment? So there are two response letters that Dr. Leopold Witherston will send. The first one goes to the local Witches Association, except this one is very much like the Regency equivalent of the automated response email. When you send someone an email and they're like, "Thank you so much for your recent inquiry to the College of Wizardry. We will take your concerns into consideration at our next meeting, and we'll update you if there is any relevant information." And then it's signed the secretary of the local Wizardry, College of Wizardry. On another letter, actually, I think he'd probably have this in person, but we'll make this letter because it's between two non-main characters anyway. This one is from Dr. Leopold Witherston to Professor Ellis. Dearest Professor Ellis, I am sorry that your dissenting opinion was not considered. However, while I understand, I hope you understand, you are one of the most valuable members of staff here. Your magical expertise is without compare amongst the wizarding and witching communities and magical beings. of the greater United Kingdom. But I do hope you understand that we value here that we are not a autocratic institution. It is not simply my lead. We are a democratic institution, and there were not sufficient dissenting opinions to stop this decree from being passed. Now, obviously, we would be able to consider denying it or rescinding it. However, I cannot simply do this on the behest of one individual. Perhaps we can meet for a proper and more thorough discussion, as you are so valued here. We truly, truly love having you here at this college. Yours truly, Dr. Leopold Williston. So he sends those 2 response letters, and I think those are all of them. Any last letters?
Can I respond to your response? Responding.
Sure.
All right. So instead of responding directly to the office,
Yeah, it's the office of Leopold.
Dr. Weatherston, the pair of letters, the one that Felicity sent, and the rote brush off that was received from the college, will, by happenstance, find their way into the hands of the local magical press. And the Witches Association will begin, will write a letter to the paper for publication.
A letter to the editor.
Yes, a letter to the editor. Just generally expressing their discontent with the decision, their concern for small business, family businesses that will no longer be able to sell their wares, and urging the public to write to the college, expressing their concern and discontent with the situation. And then it'll all end with word that the Witches Association wishes not only to serve the interests of the association and its members, but also as good members of the community. And we're also happen to have, a little ball thing that we're doing. There's going to be a little thing at the bottom that's about, like, the luncheon that we're having for the ladies.
Okay.
That's it.
Ooh. Ooh. So harsh. All right. I think those are all of our quite important letters. So that brings us to our upkeep phase, which is the end of the first cycle. We might have a little bit of time to jump into some more novel chapter, depending, because now anyone who does not have a monologue token, or everyone who has a monologue token that has not been used, this is the time to spend it. You can decree a monologue. You can even place some context on it, like if you would like to hear a monologue of someone at a particular time, or sort of surrounding a specific instant.
Is this something you give to someone else?
Yes.
Does it have to be on somebody that hasn't monologued already?
Ideally, but if it has, that's not a huge deal.
I mean, I already used mine and did
Yeah.
one. Just
I want to spend mine on Persephone to find out what she thinks of Alexander, but with the caveats or the context of it, after we've gone for our fancy unicorn.
This is maybe the end of the day as...
And she's seen me be very intelligent with animals. I'm very good at care of magical creatures, and I'm very tender with animals, and also I'm really good at writing. Very talented. Tell me what you think.
And the monologues are internal, like
Yeah, it's an
writing,
internal,
kind of
yeah.
writing into your diary. I did not expect this day to resolve in the way it did. I have listened to the drum beats of Alexander's disappointment for so long. I was astonished to see him in such glorious fashion in the forest. hero responds so easily to him. We had wizard ball competitors at my college, and they never had such a symbiosis with their creatures. It speaks highly of his heart that he was able to build such a connection. And when he is with his creatures, he is almost changed, as if the glances of other people changed him into something he is not. I'm certain we can do great things together, but I am more astonished than ever that I am filled with such a sense of foreboding. He seems so full of joy, like a sparkly burst of cupcake. And I don't understand how those two images could coexist. I am perplexed and vexed, but also hopeful. And I look forward to our next ride in the forest, against my better judgment.
I think you have an unspent resolve token.
I do.
No? You used yours. You used. Yeah.
You done one yet?
I don't think so.
I would like to hear a monologue about the lady's feelings about the dwindling numbers of the society and where she sees the future going.
Ding. All right. I'm not going to do this in the voice because my throat is hurting. Let's see. After the meeting with the Witches Association, looking around at her fellow witches of association,
Crocheting and drinking tea.
yes, as she drinks her tea, Felicity thinks to herself, I have been a member of the Witches Association for quite a long time, and I am very fond of all of the members of the association, and I've worked very hard to get where I am. And I don't really like the idea of bringing in some young upstart who is going to try and change things from the way that they have been, from the tried and true methods. But I am a woman of advancing age, 37, and I see surrounding me many other women of 37, and perhaps we do need to bring in some young people. Perhaps someone around 30, 32.
It's a really fine line between young and old. Hit 35 and that's it.
Just downhill from there.
Accurate.
Some people to excite and bring vigor into the Witches Association. And surely we need some kind of, not parody, but we deserve to be respected by those old college windbags. Certainly. Well, I think I've had an excellent idea with the party. So, I'm sure that problem will just take care of itself.
Excellent. So for the rest of the upkeep, everybody gets one more token. So you have
Resolve token? Or?
another resolve token, and then you all get back your monologue token for our next round. So make a note of that.
Sure.
And that's just your main characters.
Oh, so the secondaries
Yeah.
don't get new.
No. I guess you could choose to put it on your secondary instead of your main character. I don't
That
see
is
why.
your monologue token.
I mean,
thank you.
tempted.
And that brings us to the end of our first cycle. So we have some time left for us to jump into the second cycle, if we would like to do some of the novel chapter, and then maybe get to reputation. If people still have some energy, or we can wrap here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing faces of wanting to maybe wrap here. Okay. I know everyone. There was a lot of people powered through a lot of things today. So we're gonna wrap up a little bit early, but we got through the first full cycle, and then next week we'll see where we're at. I think we'll probably have like the first half, and then in the second half of our cycle we will have the soiree. Will be my intention to set up. So we'll have party prep, and then we'll have the party, and we get to meet the Inquisitor. So thank you so much, everybody. You've got a couple of donations that I'm going to read out. We'll have everybody sign off, talk about where you can find us next, and then we'll see you all next week for another episode of Manor of Speaking. So firstly, from Falcon of Venom, Goodwin's Tea and Fancy. Get your supplies for both your tea and local potion making. I definitely read it for spit, but no. Sit for a spell and charm your fellows. Please write for a catalogue of our wares. Be advised your purchases will be kept confidential and results are not guaranteed. And Casual Griffin. Oh dear, it seems I've been observing these occurrences and have found them quite enjoyable. How will I ever reconcile this with the simple matter that all those presents are indeed quite wonderful? Yes, quite. Perhaps some tea. Yes. Thank you, Casual Griffin. I read that as a Casual Griffin, and then I realized it was a very nice note, and I felt bad. But I committed to the bit.
Sometimes you just have to commit to the bit.
Sometimes you do. Should be illegal! Sorry. I love it. I want that. That's our new tagline. This show's so good, it should be illegal! Just clip that, please. Or GIF it. Yeah. Give us that GIF. Thank you so much. I'm going to have everybody sign off. Let's start over here, and we'll work our way around. Who they are, where they can be found upon the internet, and then we'll wrap it up for the evening.
I am Anna Geeks. I'm newly returning to being a full-time variety broadcaster. I do a lot of baking, play a lot of different games these days. I'm obsessed with Anno 1800 and BattleTech and Oxygen Not Included and more baking. So you can find me at Anna Geeks just about everywhere except Instagram, where I am Anna Geeks AFK.
Hello, everyone. I am Lizzie the Bold. You can find me on the Twitches and the Twitters at Lizzie the Bold. My Twitch channel is a little defunct at the moment, but my Twitter, however, is nothing but quality entertainment and fabulous things. If you don't follow me already, and you're going to follow me, and you watch Game of Thrones, look, just know I'm upset and mute some things, okay? Spoilers.
All the time.
All the time.
And if you're not watching Game of Thrones, it won't make sense.
Don't. And also, I definitely modeled Elaine on half Gentleman Jack and Lister and half Brienne.
Hey, I totally saw that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. If you're not watching Gentleman Jack, you absolutely should be. Are you watching it?
Never heard of it.
Oh my god, don't worry, I'll fix it.
Legit.
Don't worry,
This
I'll
is the
fix
first
it.
time I've heard of it.
I'll fix it.
She's on it.
I still haven't.
I'll fix it. Don't worry, I'll fix it.
Hi, everybody. I am Cheryl Platts, a.k.a. Muppet Aphrodite on most everything. Twitter and Twitch. Twitch has been on a bit of hiatus, but we're coming back this Sunday. Technology gods willing. I do a little bit of puppetry and a lot of variety gaming. There might also be building a Pikachu Lego today because I'm backed up and it's kind of Detective Pikachu weekend. I'm really into Pikachu. And I'm a professional designer and public speaker about design topics, so there's a ton of videos online about me talking about AI and voice assistants and conversational AI and that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, check that out. Hit my Twitter or my company website at ideaplats.com. And yeah, It's good to see everyone again.
Hello, my name is Aria. You can find me on Twitter at GankySoda. I'm eventually going to get my shit together and stream stuff, but I don't know what it's going to be. Probably me talking about something. In my day job, I teach intercultural and interpersonal communication skills. I'm also a consent advocate and educator. And next month, I'm going to Japan to get ordained as a Buddhist monk. And so I will actually be a reverend in June. And I'm probably going to post a lot about that on Twitter. It's going to be pretty exciting. And yeah, I'm very hyperactive, especially with my opinions. That's about it.
And I have been your facilitator. You can find me on the internet, pretty much all the places at Random Tuesday. And I have been absolutely delighted to bring these episodes to you.
I was just gonna say really quick, next week, probably at 5 p.m. we'll do another quick wind down, just update everybody on what's going on with the studio. And I forgot to mention earlier.
That's okay. That's our announcement.
So, there you go.
But in general, if you would like updates or information about what's happening, the Geekspace Discord and the Geekspace Twitter will have all of that information, and it will conveniently give you notifications when our show goes live. So consider following us on various social media channels. And also, if you haven't, hit that follow button here. It's great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will see you next week at the same time, same channel. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you soon.